This is Dr. Ville's Inside HBCU Sports Lab, back for the major division marching sports. Some changes here, and we're going to jump right into it. Nobody dropped out this week. Some teams on the outside. Howard, the Showtime Marching Band, North Carolina A&T, the Blue and Gold Marching Machine. They do have that matchup with Hampton, so it'll be interesting to see what they can do with that. You have Florida A&M, the Marching 100. We're talking about them getting on the road. They look like they might get that bonus game of hosting the SWAC championship game. We'll see what that looks like. That will probably benefit them going down the stretch. But at this point, they're on the outside looking in. Let's jump right into it at number 7. This was part of a top 7 matchup. Number 7 versus number 1 Norfolk State. As you can see here,
Ooh.
Norfolk State went on the road and got it done.
Ooh.
It was really close. So that's why Tennessee State, the Aristocrat of Bands, did not drop out, but they had the L. 2-1 on the season. The first L of the season was at homecoming at home. And boy, was it a great contest in terms of what's going on then. I was surprised so many people left at a halftime with folks interested in the 5th quarter. Maybe they came back, but obviously some talk about what took place there. 130 points at number 7. They remain there when you look at Tennessee State, the Aristocrat of Bands. Let's move on to number 7. At number 6. Number 6, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats, the Marching Wildcats, they stay in the ranking as they got it done. Some of the teams that are participating lost key matchups, which allowed them to stay in the hunt as they stay in there. But some other teams are getting warmed up. 154 points at number 6. They stay in that. Bringing us to number 5. At number 5, you have none other than the Texas Southern Ocean Soul. They fall 2 spots. They were off open this weekend as they get it done. 3-0, 2-0. They still undefeated on the season, but they did not perform this past weekend. 158 points. They didn't hit the road, long trip to Daytona to follow the team out there, so they do drop 2 spots. Bringing us to number 4, Mississippi Valley State, the Mean Green Machine, Marching Machine. It's undefeated. They're 4-0, 1-0 in terms of the conference race. Pine Bluff came down there. Great matchup between what looked at there, but not only did the Delta Devils put a whooping on the Golden Lions.
Ooh.
Did it at halftime as well in terms of marching in. But it was a good contest, close in a lot of ways. But the Mean Green Marching Machine got it done. They move up a spot to number 4, 168 points. Bringing us to number 3, Jackson State, the Sonic Boom of the South, 4-1, 3-0. They have classic matchups with Alabama State. The Hornets there came in there for homecoming. While they got the football game, they did not get the Battle of the Bands. But it was a great contest, a lot of action, a lot of good music was had, and a lot of folks were entertained. But Jackson State is able to move up a spot based on their victory at 186 points. Brings us to number 2, the Southern Human Jukebox, 4-0, 2-0. Did not have a contest. They're at number 2. They did lose a vote based on the fact that they didn't have a contest. They stay at number 2, though, with 199 points. Bringing us to number 1, the Norfolk State, the Spartan Legions are 5-0, 8 first place votes. They get it done, stay there, 207 points, and are ranked number 1, and they make a huge statement, gaining the first place vote, holding on to the number 1 spot, going on the road to Nashville. And boy, did they get it done. Excited about that. Let me go to you, Drew. 80 Drew, go to you first, and then we'll bring in Charles to get his thoughts on the major division marching sport in week number 7.
Not even your number 1 Norfolk Spartan Legion coming into Nashville was enough to keep the fans from leaving. 2 top 7 bands. 2 top 7 bands. And y'all can't stay around to watch them? I mean, if you can't watch the football game, at least listen to the band, watch the band, stay for the 5th quarter, do something, but I'm not gonna Eddie George. He has a gripe, but come on, Tennessee State. I need y'all to do better than that. Hey, shout out to Valley. Despite what's happening on the field, they keep playing their butts off and doing their best to keep the entertainment going and keep some pride in the university. Shout out to Valley. And I mean, let's be real. Southern, Grambling, Bayou Classic could be a mover or shaker in the final poll, Dr. Cavil. There ain't no could be. It will be one way or the other. It will vault somebody up while at the same
knock
time
somebody down.
it will shoot somebody all the way down. So I'm done,
This is not
Charles.
your same Grambling marching band last week. They got victories of getting on the road, all corner, got that elusive State Fair Classic victory they had this year that they hadn't had in a while, not just on the football field, but they got it in the stands and on the field as well in terms of the marching sport. So to your point, that could be critical in terms of how things go at the end of the season. I'm fascinated to see what that looks like in terms of that matchup. Charles, you know, on Tuesday, you talked about your concerns about Tennessee State, jokingly, half-heartedly in some ways, about John Merritt, and a friend of yours, obviously, that talked about them being a band school now. I just happened to see a clip with John Merritt reviewing the game that happened to be a victory when they were playing Louisville. And Louisville brought him up there, paid him some money. John Merritt joked a little bit, talking about, yeah, I'm sure they invite us back because they made some money. But he got the victory, so I'm not sure that they were going to bring him back. I think he was wishful thinking, and they beat him pretty handily in that matchup. But he happened to talk about his band, the Tennessee State band, the Risk Creator band. Went up there to Louisville and put it on him, and he gave him some love in terms of the halftime show. So it's totally insane as you talk about what took place there in this matchup, top 7 matchup. Man, this is a Grammy-winning band.
Yeah.
Doing this.
Yeah, Eddie George has a great.
So, you know, it's not just about coming into the stadium. It's not just about halftime. That's just part of it. Post-game, 5th quarter, as we like to call it. And folks disappear. I just had to go there a little bit with the marching sport. I know a lot of folks are talking about the football field and that part of it. But even on the marching sport, I was amazed about that. But credit to the Tennessee State Aristocrat Band because they did their thing. But I really got to shout out the Spartan Legions.
Yeah,
boy, you talking about, you know, quietly getting it done. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're no longer a secret, Charles.
No. Musicality from that standpoint, they are tremendous and they put on tremendous field shows. 5th quarter culture, got to work on that. But for the most part, they are a top-notch band. But I wanted to shout out Mississippi Valley. It just does my heart proud to watch Valley, this resurgent Mean Green marching machine, right there in the midst of things. My father was a part of this band, first HBCU band, go to the Tournament of Roses parade. Dad marched on the great Russell Boone. So to see Valley climbing up the poles, that does my heart a lot of good. They got a big boy this weekend. They got the Sonic Boom coming in to It'll Beam this weekend. So we'll see how a resurgent Valley takes on the Sonic Boom of the South. Southern Humor Jukebox, my gosh, the past 2 weeks.
They got them on home turf before you move to the jukebox.
Yeah, they got them on home turf. Can you protect?
Hey, on home turf, on home dirt.
And can you be y'all? And can you be the 12th man that is going to be big in this game? Because Valley always plays Jackson State with a bit of a chip on their shoulder. But if you add that Earth, Wind, and Fire, that third element, if you add that element of the band, things can get a little weird for a quarter, especially up there in Urbana. So keep an eye on that. Southern Humor Jukebox Doc the past 2 weeks. Let me tell you something. That gospel show that they did a couple of weeks ago, amazing. It's the reason why they say they're the standard. So, you know, I'm sure that over the next few weeks, as they probably are not on the road this weekend, but over the next few weeks, you will see the Human Jukebox climb as well. But I can't argue with it. This is a good poll. Let me see what the Ocean does this weekend. No March of 100, I don't think. But no. Can you be the 12th man? I need to see you be the 12th man because it might be a trap game. Can you play a part in there?
And great team, because we're going to talk about that in the last segment about that game as the SWAC game of the week. Before we do that and before we go to the next break, I did want to go to Edwin D. Moore. Great information that he's putting out here following the show. No Marching 100 this week. No, he asked about Valley. I just want to remind him, I know he watches so regular, but for him and those that don't realize it, remember, this band is not just about a showcase. This is not about how well you play. Southern does a great job. We know about Southern sound. We're not questioning Southern sound. We're not questioning Jackson State sound. What we're questioning is teams in terms of their performance. Your ass has to get on the road. And I purposely don't cuss a lot, but I want to put this out there because I want people to understand. This is about matchup. This is not about you living on your legacy. This is not about you freeloading for the fact that you had people in the past that did the work and got on the road and got it done. So we reward people here that have contests, that perform against each other. All this, you staying at home and resting on you ain't got no money, that ain't my fault. Either go raise it, get on your administration to get you some money, or save some money and do something about getting on the road. I don't want to hear it. This is not, again, about you being able to blow your horn real loud and you got a large following of band members and folks that support you and love you and vote and push a button in some poll talking about how great you are and stroking your head. This is about you out there putting in work against other bands and contests and getting it done. It's also about you supporting your team in terms of a contest in regards to making sure that you understand you don't play when your quarterback is under center. We're watching all these things. So if you think you're going to showcase and stick out your little chest because you can blow a horn real deep and have great sound, we'll clap for you, but you're going to earn this L and you're not going to be in this poll. And if you are on the poll, you're going to drop. It is what it is.